Hello YouTube, Trifle Guy here. We're going to be doing a fuel filter change on this Peugeot Boxer 2.2 or Elddis Autoquest motorhome. So there isn't actually anything online how to do this particular model, so I'm just going to try and figure it out myself. So annoyingly, Peugeot, being Peugeot, they've put the fuel filter behind this air filter there. Can you see that little orange tag? That is exactly where the top of the fuel filter housing is. So we've got to remove this, and also, which is annoying with Peugeot, is they've used these clips. So I'm going to see if I can take the top of the air filter out first and see if we can access it that way. All you're going to do for that is 1, 2, 3, and there's a 4th in there as well. Little Phillips screws. Yeah, let's then just come off. As you can see, this one hasn't been changed for a very long time, so we're just going to remove that. And it just pulls out its housing like that. We may as well replace this filter while we're here as well. Give that a little hoover out. Now that should give us a tiny bit more access to the fuel filter, so what we don't want is fuel going in here. Now we could go further and remove the rest of it, but I'm not too sure we're going to need to. So the next stage, you're just going to sort of want to prep yourself, and as you can see, I'm a bit of a supermarket whore. Lidl, Sainsbury's and Waitrose. We don't shop there very often, by the way. So we've got 3. One we're going to put over this to cover that. And then also one we're going to put down there, because as soon as you take these fuel lines off, it's going to start leaking fuel. Also, what you want to do is have something underneath so it doesn't ruin your driveway. After that, I'm just going to show you how to disconnect these lines. So we're going to undo the electrical connectors. There's one at the top, one at the bottom. You're going to need a pick. What you're going to do is get under there, pull it up, and it should. Now you've probably seen then that this actually slotted out the mount. I didn't actually want it to do that, but the mount's just there and it clips into them 2 bits. Well, what I'll do is I'll show you it once it goes out the way. There you go, in fact, yeah, you can see it there. So it just sort of pulls up and out. This actually sort of gives us now a bit more access to the one at the bottom, because we can now maneuver this filter to get the bottom one out. Now to get the bottom connector out, all you're going to do is push in on that metal tab whilst we're drawing on the connector itself. With the grey collar, a couple of wiggles just to sort of free it up a little bit, pull on the line and then push the connector backwards, and it should come out like so. Not too much fuel is spilled, and you've got to do it 3 times. So it said push the grey connectors in whilst pulling out on the fuel lines, and keep the filter up this way so that the fuel doesn't go everywhere. We're just going to pull it out over here. Obviously if a little bit does fall out, then it's not the end of the world, because we've got that bag over the air intake. We're just going to place it into our bucket. Empty as much as the fuel out as possible. Now there is a little plastic almost flathead you can turn to release the fuel from it, but I don't really trust it. I don't really trust plastic too much in this sort of setting, so it does take a bit of time, but just pour it out. So here I am struggling trying to use a normal oil filter removal tool on top, and it doesn't work. I also try using a low pressure fuel pump removal tool, and that doesn't work. So annoyingly, you are going to need the specialist tool. It comes in 2 parts. So this bit actually takes the ring off, and this bit is what clamps the bottom of the housing on. And as you can see, there's 2 flat portions there. So we're just going to whack that in the vise. So you're going to put that slotted bit into there, and then put that bit on top and just line them little grooves up. Make sure it's secure, and then 1/2 inch just to loosen it off. Before you discard them, put them up next to each other to make sure they're the same size. Don't worry if the element looks slightly different, that's not going to affect the filtration on this. Give the filter a sharp tug. This should free it from the lid. Line your new filter up and then plug it back into the lid. Remove the rubber seal and replace it, and you're just going to lubricate this rubber seal with some old diesel. Ensure there's no kinks and it's completely flat all the way around. Place the lid back on. There is a securing groove, and there is also 2 yellow lines on the side to make sure you line it back up correctly. Do not screw this on until they're lined up, but once they are lined up, you're just going to screw them on. It was very kind of Peugeot, because as you can see down there, it's written 30 Newton meters, and that's how much you're going to tighten this bad boy up to. 2 electrical connectors have probably got bits of diesel in there now, so just use electrical contact cleaner to clean them 2 out. When we line it up to the mount, we're going to push it into the mount, and then we're going to push it down to lock it off. In connecting, you don't have to do anything to do with the grey tabs, you just have to push the lines back in. It makes it nice and simple and nice and easy. And the same with the electrical connectors, you don't have to do anything, just push them in and listen for the click. Double check, you've got 3 fuel lines in there, 2 electrical connectors, and it's on the mount. Like I said at the start of the video, we're going to change the air filter for a new one. However, if you use the old one, just make sure you wash and dry your hands before you do this. You don't want diesel residue over it. Put the lid back on and then ensure that you definitely don't miss the next step. So with some cars, they have a bulb to manually prime the fuel filter. This step is really, really important that you don't miss it, okay? Otherwise you are going to knack your car. So take that, put that in there, and just up to ignition, you should be able to hear the pump engaging a little bit, okay? So I'm going to do it again. Listen for the pump. And you're going to do it about 5 times. I'm now also going to check for leaks before I fire it up. Also, you should be able to hear like some sort of bubbly sound. Once that stops, you know it's been fully primed. Ensure that you check the comments as well for more things maintenance on this Peugeot Boxer 2.2. Here's an example of it now not making the bubbling sound. Thanks so much for watching. Please check the comments. There will be an affiliate links for all the products used. That'll give me a small commission, but you'll be supporting the channel. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.